So most likely you're here because you've seen another Colonial Penn life insurance commercial, and you're wondering exactly how the Colonial Penn life insurance guaranteed acceptance product works. So what we're going to be doing in this video is reviewing how one of these Colonial Penn commercials work so that you can get the facts behind how Colonial Penn's guaranteed acceptance product works, so you can make up your mind if what they do is actually a good fit for you or not. So if you're looking for final expense, burial insurance, or any kind of life insurance, then this video is for you to help you make that decision of what kind of coverage to get for yourself and for the benefit of your loved ones when you pass away. My name is David Duford. I own buylifeinsuranceforburial.com. We shop the major carriers nationally to help you find the best combination of price and coverage for your final expense and burial insurance needs. If you'd like to call us for a free quote, go to 888-626-0439 on your phone. Call us 888-626-0439 or go to buylifeinsuranceforburial.com and request a free quote there too as well. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at this commercial. It's been one that's been playing on TV for a little while now about the Colonial Penn Guaranteed Acceptance commercial. And what we're going to do is just literally play it for you. I'm going to be down here in the bottom of the screen giving critiques as the commercial goes through, kind of giving you my perspective as a licensed life insurance agent, have been since 2011, on exactly how this program works. So again, you can decide for yourself if it is a good fit or not. So let's begin.
I love having my grandkids to stay. They're growing so fast. It's amazing to see the people they're becoming. Pet energy. Spending time with them, well, it really pulls the future into focus. So naturally, I started thinking about the bigger picture. I'm a couple of years into my retirement, and I knew I had to start thinking beyond that. I wanted to make sure that when my time comes, my family has help for my final expenses. I can't believe the average funeral costs thousands of dollars.
What Colonial Penn's commercial is saying is absolutely true. Funeral expenses are very expensive, and they're growing at a much faster rate than the average inflation pushes prices up every year. In most places of the country, your burial is going to cost around $10,000 to $15,000, although there are some places where it's definitely less expensive, and those variables are dependent upon, you know, what fixings you get with the actual burial itself. Cremation is about half of that, depending on if you want a full service, a full funeral, or if you want like the Folgers can plus direct cremation route. That's a lot less expensive, of course. But the key thing to remember when it comes to any kind of funeral expenses, final expenses, is it's not slowing down in price. It's just going up higher and higher and higher with each passing year. And it's a wise decision to make sure that you have some kind of policy in place to protect against when death occurs. And as we'll see in a moment, when it occurs is the big asterisks, as they put on the legal contracts here when it comes to Colonial Penn. And we're going to show you more about that in a minute, because when you die, it's very important when it comes to deciding which policy is best for you. So let's keep going and see what the commercial says.
I've always thought I'm pretty organized, but when it comes to finding life insurance, I just get a little overwhelmed. It can be a complicated and sensitive process, and honestly, I just found it hard to deal with. But the other day, I met up with my friend Marie for lunch. We got talking, and she told me about a plan from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company.
So now the thing you need to be concerned with are some operative words we're already seeing that we're going to come back to later, and I just want to point them out so you're aware of them. Guaranteed acceptance, whole life insurance. Those are two things that, as we go through this commercial, we're going to explain to you more. But this is really, really important to understand the differences here, because how these programs work really, really are important in deciding if it's a good fit for you or not. So just keep that in mind. We'll keep going and continue the process of listening to the commercial.
I have my fair share of health issues. I used to smoke, and what can I say? I love retirement. But I have to really watch what I spend. I never thought I'd find...
Unusually, with most of these commercials, like the smoking gun language describing how these programs work is really reserved to the end and the fine print. We usually spend a lot of time in these reviews talking about it, but it's actually showing up here right now. So I want to point this out to you. So guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance. You can't be turned down for any reason. All of this is true about the Colonial Penn guaranteed acceptance product, but it's also limited benefit for the first 2 years. That is the big enchilada, as they say. What's the problem with the limited benefit for the first 2 years? Well, if your benefit on the policy is $10,000 in coverage, you said, as let's say, for example, then what this is saying is that benefit's limited for 2 years. How much is it limited? Well, that's where things get a little interesting. So if you die within the first 2 years with a Colonial Penn plan, guaranteed acceptance, of course, then you get back your money, not the full $10,000 in my hypothetical example, plus 7% interest. Now, this goes back to that original point we were talking about, which was, guaranteed acceptance, and then making sure that we have a plan that lasts or matches what it is we're trying to solve for. What's the whole point of getting a Colonial Penn plan? That's what was been demonstrated in this commercial, is to pay for your funeral expenses. Well, we don't know the nature of death, the time of nature of death, right? We're all going to die. It's a matter of when, right? Not if. So when you get a plan with Colonial Penn, you don't have full coverage for the full amount of benefit for the first 2 years. But what if you die in 2 years? Sure, we all like to think we wouldn't, but what if you did? How would that impact your family? Would they be able to pay it? Probably not. That's why you're getting a policy in the first place. And here's the thing. You may only be eligible for something like this, but there are plans out there, if you qualify, that will fully cover you from the first payment for the full benefit, not a limited death benefit like what Colonial Penn is offering through their guaranteed acceptance program. And that's important because if you can get something that starts faster with full benefit coverage, why wouldn't you? And that's, of course, shameless plug, what we do at Buy Life Insurance for Burial, 888-626-0439. We can help you, if there's a possibility based on your health and age, to get you full first day coverage with the full benefit if your health qualifies, of course. And you don't want to miss out on the opportunity because the way it's being put up here, everybody has to go this route. This is the only option that they provide. And if your health is good enough, and many times it is, there are first day full coverage available options if you just know where to look, which is why we're doing this video, to help you. So let's keep watching and see if anything else pops up that's interesting.
Life insurance plan that was so easy to get. It's affordable. And once coverage takes effect, the monthly rate's locked in.
The monthly rate's locked in. That is 100% the case. That is a feature that's normal when you're looking at what's called whole life insurance. Remember, we mentioned that earlier. Whole life insurance. Whole life lasts your whole life. And the two features that all whole life plans have are that the policy never cancels due to age or health, or as long as you pay that premium. So you have that policy permanently to the last day that you're alive, as long as you keep up with the payments. But the other side of that, that's the same with all whole life policies, is that the rates can never contractually be able to go up in price. Meaning the carrier can't come and say, whoops, oh, hey, you're a certain age, we got to pull the rug out from under you and jack the price up by 3 times, right? That's what term insurance does. Maybe you've seen AARP, Globe Life policies out there. We've reviewed those in the past. If you want to check them out on our channel. They have, for many of their senior term products, a 5-year price increase type of policy that every 5 years the price keeps going up, 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 up. And as somebody who's on a fixed income, not a good deal, right? Because now you're in a position where you might have like one of my clients here in Georgia, down the road from me, went from $50 a month to $140 a month with a policy like this. You can't afford that. So that's what's cool about whole life, is the rates are locked in for life. That is true. And the point being is, yes, Colonial Penn offers that. It's a good benefit, but so does every other whole life policies, including mine, which again, I remind you, you may be eligible for first day full coverage for the full death benefit, not a limited two-year waiting period policy like what Colonial Penn is offering.
There are no health questions or medical exams. And if you're between 50 and 85, your acceptance is guaranteed.
You notice how they keep reminding you that it's limited death benefit for the first 2 years. Now, why do you think they do this? My opinion, just one dude's opinion here, is that this is the thing that makes people the most upset, is when they think they've got a policy that fully protects them just to find out they never did. So that, hey, they could pull up this commercial and say, well, they saw this commercial and we said 5-10 times that the policy had a limited death benefit for the first 2 years. So it's an interesting kind of different way that they're doing this commercial to be a little more upfront about it. Granted, most people don't understand what limited benefit means for the first 2 years, so people are still confused. But they can claim, if somebody complained about this, that, hey, we had ample opportunity to say that this is limited. So again, not all policies do this. If you qualify, and there are many carriers out there that take conditions you would otherwise think are uninsurable, cancer history, diabetes history, lung history, cardiac history, there are policies that may qualify you for first day full death benefit coverage if you just know where to look, which is, again, what we do here by lifeinsurancebureau.com. All right, let's keep listening.
What's more, it's coverage for life. Only I can cancel it.
And that's true. And cancel it being like saying cancel that or just stop paying premium. Otherwise, keep your premiums up. Companies can't cancel you for Colonial Penn and for every other whole life policy, of which we do too. So it's something that, again, it's cool, it's great, but it's not wholly special to just Colonial Penn, if that makes sense.
I have to make sure I pay my premiums on time and I'm covered. That's it. I can't tell you what a relief it is. I feel good. I feel like I'm helping to protect my family, and that's so important to me. Now I can get on with what I love doing the most. Thanks, Colonial Penn.
To find out more about our most popular Colonial Penn plan, call 1-800-575-7512 for your free information and free beneficiary planner.
So I'll just do you guys a favor and read the fine print, because this is, again, where it kind of just rounds out. You see exactly how these plans work. So let me read it to you. It'll read below: the free gift prohibited in Massachusetts. Call for free information on benefits, costs, limitations, and exclusions. So call us up to sell you a policy and then explain the details to you. Rates are based on coverage options selected. So that just means based off of your age is how they apply the pricing. That's normal for life insurance products. Same price for all ages. So what they mean by that is they got a unit. You probably see the $9.95 per unit. That's same price, but the face amount changes. So how much you get for the price to pay is definitely the question that you want to get answer to. The benefit amount is based on age and gender. So what that means is that at the end of the day, what you get is based on how old or young you are, whether you're male or female. Available in most states. Total life coverage is subject to company guidelines. An insurance agent may contact you. Free gift not available to Massachusetts residents. Face amounts of less than 1,000 grand are not available to residents of West Virginia. This is a graded death benefit contract. It's a limited death benefit payment for the first 2 years. So there it says again, in a little bit more description, that this is a limited death benefit period, that you don't have coverage, the full coverage. You do, to be fair, get your money back plus interest for the first 2 years. So ladies and gentlemen, that's how the Colonial Penn Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance product works. Again, it is a limited death benefit for the first 2 years. You get your money back plus interest if you die, not the full death benefit. And most importantly, there are products out there that are similar to how Colonial Penn it advertises itself in the form of whole life insurance. Plenty of them out there. Prices are fixed forever. Plenty of them do the same thing and never can be canceled due to age or health. Plenty of them do the same thing. But the difference being, if you're eligible, which many people are, surprisingly, some with even health issues, there are companies that may give you first day full coverage from the first payment. And again, if you're interested in that, that's what we do at Buy Life Insurance for Burial. There's 2 ways that we can help you out. Call us directly. That's the best way. 888-626-0439. That's 888-626-0439. Or just mosey on over to buylifeinsuranceforburial.com and you'll see somewhere where you can request a free quote. Do that, and then we'll be able to assist you. All right. Dave DeFord here logging out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.